Hi guys, Adam here. I'm with Tony Park. We're outside Old Trafford. Tony is Manchester United youth, author and historian, and we've just seen plenty of youth out there today. What did you make of them? And they showed no fear today, right?
It's brilliant. Everyone was buzzing. I think you saw it at the end when everyone was just dying for Angel Gomes to come on. And to be fair, not one of those lads let us down today. You know, there's all this talk about, you know, they're too young, they haven't got the experience. Well, you don't know until you play him. I thought Demi Mitchell had a cracking game at left fullback. He's not a fullback, as you know. He's been there half the season. I thought he was brilliant. Real good mix of attack and defence. Josh Harrop, what a goal. I mean, I was talking to his dad earlier today. They just think it's a dream. His dad says, don't know what's going on. So for that happen, I'm going to have to phone him later and say, how you doing, Andy? Because he just must be over the moon.
Josh did live like every kid's dream there, didn't he? Because I mean, I've been dreaming about it since before I was born, probably. But that was amazing.
But the discipline was good as well, Adam. You know? The discipline was good. The defence was good. The structure was good. They were just brilliant.
R.I.P. Sam Platts.
No, they were superb. And also Tuanzebe, equally good in midfield rather than at centre back. I don't think you could pick any one of them.
I was a bit confused today when I saw Timbo at right back,
Yep.
Tuanzebe in midfield. It's kind of like, why?
Yeah, I mean, he's played Tuanzebe at right back, and obviously Tuanzebe's more of a defender. I just think maybe with Tim having come back from injury, he didn't want to put him in the physical side of midfield. I don't know. I mean, obviously Mourinho knows what he's going to do. But again, Fosu Mensah didn't let us down. It's so nice to see so many of the kids come through. And, you know, we were talking to a few people saying, well, we might not do a great result today. We were never in doubt. I mean, Pereira had kind of they hit the post, but one real save to make. And he was sound as well. It was just so, everyone was buzzing. I'm so happy for the lads.
Do you think these lads could have staked a claim to be part of the first team squad next season?
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it, Adam? Whether or not they can push on. We've seen so many kids in the past, they make the first team and they think they've already made it. I'm not going to name names. And they don't work as hard, and they don't work so hard, and they don't put the effort in, and they fall by the wayside. I think we've seen with someone like Marcus Rashford, he's working even harder since he's made the first team. A lot of these lads are local lads, they're Manchester boys. Again, going back to Angel Gomes, very composed. You don't get a sense that they're going to let it affect their head. And as long as they work hard, then they're going to be in Mourinho's plans. I think that the summer transfer window will make a big difference. Who he brings in will probably impact some of those players. We've not spoke about Scott McTominay. I thought he had a cracking game in midfield. Just fantastic.
So much. I was impressed by their composure because they all seemed so sure when Josh Harrop went through. Part of me thought, you could score here, but I expected him to pass because it was the easier option, but he didn't. He had confidence in himself.
And that's what you hope that some of the lads have is, you know, they've played a lot of football. I think it's great that they played at Old Trafford before. That gives them the confidence. But yeah, you want them to show a little bit of sensibility and not be stupid with the ball. And you know, and Carrick was there, and Rooney, I thought Rooney, by the way, had a really good game today with the kids, and he was making himself available all the time, and that helped them. And Carrick when he came on. So you're hoping that, you know, they don't do anything silly with the ball. They play the sensible ball. But what they do is they trust their instincts. And I thought Josh was a really good example of trusting his instincts. He got the ball. He had a cracking run. Good ball by Pogba, and he saw an opening, and he thought he does that every week. I mean, if you saw the reserves the other night, he scored a hat-trick. He was doing that for the reserves. He's been doing that all season. I'm absolutely stoked for Josh. He had a cracking game.
And last but not least, Angel Gomes became the youngest player since Duncan Edwards to pull on the first team shirt for United. Obviously, he didn't get a great amount of time. He did show little glimpses, but how do you feel about him as a player now and what he could potentially become? Because a lot of people feed into the hype in the media, and when they've not really seen much of him, you obviously have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head. You've got to get that balance between giving him a chance, because clearly he wasn't out of place, but you don't want to rush it too soon. He's still and you see how small he is. So you've only got to get some of these, you know, big defensive centre halves go through him or give him a knock, and you just got to be careful. And I think Mourinho's experience, he knows what he's doing. So as long as we're sensible with him, you know, he may well go on the summer tour. Who knows? It depends whether there's slots available. I just think it's so exciting, Adam. You've got so many lads there. They're not all going to get a chance on the tour. They're not all going to, get loads and loads of first team chances next year. It's all about, okay, I've had a chance, I've had a taste, maybe get some loan spells, go to another club, get a year's experience, come back stronger, with a huge desire to push on further. That's what we want to see. But none of them are going to let us down.
Definitely. And moving on from the youth a little bit to, I don't usually ask you about them, the first team, but still, Wayne Rooney today. He got an ovation from the Stretford end as he walked down towards them. All the fans were clapping for him. Was this the last time we saw him at Old Trafford today?
I think so, Adam. I think there was just something about him coming off it with 5-10 minutes to go. I think he's not been the player he has been for the last couple of seasons now. I think most fans would agree that this season's been a disappointing season for him. He's not been involved in the first team. The chances are Mourinho's going to buy another striker. I think he knows, I think most of the fans know that that's probably the last time we'll see him here at Old Trafford. Certainly he'll be involved on the bench perhaps in Stockholm, but he's been a great servant to us. He's scored an amazing amount of goals and that's fantastic. But yeah, I think it's time for him to move on.
Thank you very much, Tony.
No problem.